Welcome back to Arkham Reactor, where we do Nightwish videos and we also do other videos. Today we're doing Big G's teaser to the new album from Nightwish, Human Nature, and I've picked a song I think most people from, well, most Nightwish fans, every Nightwish fan should love this song, as it is a dedication to Eugene Shoemaker, the geologist. So he was supposed to, and theoretically, go on, I think it was Apollo 13. It was one of them anyway, one of the Apollos for 11, 12.
Right.
And he never got to go because he had a health problem. He was diagnosed with something, some sort of disease. I forgot the name of it now. I did
To
look.
be honest, if you're going to apply for like the space program, you need to be at the peak of health. So even if you've got the slightest thing wrong with you, you ain't getting in.
Exactly. And he never got in.
So it could have been something very innocent.
No,
Could have been something very innocent.
It was
very benign, and they probably just went, nope.
Let me check, because I've got it up here. Right? What did he have?
Skills to pay the bills.
He did have skills to pay the bills. Yeah, he had a lot of. Where's it gone? I was looking at it a minute ago. He was diagnosed with what? I forgot it now. Man, my head is.
An innate ability to detect comets.
He did have the ability to detect comets. He did. Where's it gone?
Him and Levy.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with Levi. You like that? You like that?
Yes, I do. But if I was going into science, it would be nuclear physics. I wouldn't trust me.
Pardon me, all over the fucking place.
He was diagnosed with Addison disease, which is it's got a picture of stupid inadequate production of steroid and hormonal cortisol.
Cortisol,
yes.
Right, okay, that's emotional.
Mm.
Cortisol is usually like something to do with adrenaline and stuff like that, I think.
Whatever, he never made it onto Apollo 11, 12 or 13, whichever one it was he was going for. But he did train the astronauts though. And he did die in a car accident. And his ashes were delivered to the moon. So yeah. This is a Nightwish's dedication.
And even although he didn't make it into the space program, like we just mentioned, he still managed to spot a comet which is named after him. And it's the Shoemaker Levy or Levi, whatever way you want to pronounce it, comet.
Yeah, I would say Levi. I wouldn't say Levi. That sound right, does it? Yeah. Oh, Levi jeans? I think Levi? Why Levi? Anyway, we're going to do enough. Yeah. We've done enough talking already. We're going to analyse it more at the end as well. So we're going to go into it in 3, 2, 1, go.
That got heavy.
That did get heavy.
That was tasty.
Was tasty.
I'm telling you, see that you can't really hear the guitar tone as well when you hear them live, but see when it's recorded, you can hear just how heavy it is.
Mm.
It is sweet.
Wee lines in there just like cut into little stars and everything. It's genius writing because he's the only person to have ashes on the moon.
Mm.
So it's just so fitting for obviously Eugene Shoemaker to
But
what?
James Doohan, who played Scotty in Star Trek,
Mm-hmm.
was taken up into space. His ashes are in space.
Yeah, but his ashes aren't on the fucking moon, no.
Yeah.
As the moon is.
All right.
Anyway, it's you can see how they've dedicated the lyric video. There's asteroids, there's the moon, there's the earth, there's all that kind of stuff. It's just it's just the imagery of it. It's just knock this out the park as well. It's a fantastic song and it does get heavy. It's one of them. And there's a wee reference soon to come and there's a wee bit of another language as well, but I'm not going to spoil it. We're just going to go for it because we're just going to finish it now and then we can dive into it a little bit deeper if we want to, or if not, we'll just sum up the conclusion. But we're going. And
all right.
So we're at 2:34 and we're going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow.
Yes, wow. Laura's operatic voice is just wow.
Wow. That just went full on opera.
Yes.
At the end, and that was
Yes.
lump producing, shall we say.
Yes. That
was a beautiful, beautiful tribute.
The first time I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah. And I never even expected the opera bit at the end when I first time I heard it, and I just heard it go Laudato, and I was like, oh, Latin, lovely.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Even just like obviously she's doing the operatic
Hmm.
section there, but you can hear the backing. You know, it's got the male
Hmm.
kind of choir going in the background as well, which is just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I mean that is a properly beautiful tribute.
Yeah, the lot
And
that.
who you together? Spot on.
It was spot on. The translation as well for Laudato Si Ad Astra is "Praise be to you, to the stars," something like that. If my Latin isn't shite, which it probably is. It's just overall, it's just a fantastic tribute to us, one of the world's one of the world's best scientists, but
Yeah,
in that particular department, who wasn't able to go on to what he dreamed of, to go into and be to walk on the moon and get a
yeah.
bit, get a wee bit of the moon as well. Probably would have thought he would have wanted to be able to go. I've stepped on the moon. I've got a bit of the moon. Never happened. Died in a car accident, sadly, and now Nightwish have just knocked out the park with a fantastic tribute. And Big G's first listened to one of the songs off of Human Nature, and that's
That that did kind of knock me for six. That one, I have to admit, because it's got a real
mhm.
ethereal kind of spacey feel. You know, the backing, like you've got the main guitar,
Ah,
but the backing, you know, like the keys and whatnot, is very, very spacey and ethereal,
mhm,
especially in that kind of breakdown section.
mhm.
It goes it's almost reminiscent of Holst, the Planets, actually. Um, you know, very famous classical piece. If you haven't heard it, I strongly recommend you go listen to it.
Mhm.
It is epic, truly epic. But that's very similar, you know, just that whole, you know, breakdown section.
That's why I thought I'd pick this one. It's the album Human Nature's got many different. It's if you were to listen to any album from anyone, most songs are kind of, but it's kind of similar, kind of. I wouldn't say feel, but they've always some bands would also do all metal and then maybe do a kind of like a metal ballad. This album has everything in it. It's just
Mm.
the album's just some people didn't like it. I don't think at the start when it just came out, but once you have a few listens to it, you kind of you get it in
Yeah,
a
it's
way.
a grower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for me it was an automatic fucking like, but what can I say? It's some people it will be a
I
grower.
like albums like that. I like albums like that that kind of you're not too sure of it at first, maybe because they did do something different.
That was different, yeah.
But then but then you actually you give it a couple of listens and you realize what they were trying to do, and you're like, ah, and it does really start to grow on you then.
Yeah, there was it's a totally different album. There's two parts to this album. One part is obviously the songs. The next one's kind of like a instrumental, kind of. It's more to the nature side with the instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
This one's got all different kind of aspects in it. This was obviously in the space aspect. There's songs about tribals kind of stuff. Then there's a song about social media, what the kind of age of technology's done to us,
Mm-hmm.
which is social media is a tricky one. You either love it, you hate it. Sometimes it's shite, and sometimes it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good bits social media anyway. And then there's other songs about music. The first song in the album, which is my favourite, is called "Music." This one's just trying to go ahead, but I'm not letting it. And my favourite's still "Music." But it's gonna be a long time till Big G gets through the rest of this album because he's got a lot left. But I thought I'd do a wee teaser.
I'm just praying for the day where I can actually go and listen to a full album, you know, but I'm deliberately holding off from listening to any Nightwish albums because I know we're going to be covering them, and I
Yes.
don't want to ruin that kind of first time experience, you know. I really don't.
Yeah, we've got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
We've still got one album to finish. We've got a few tours to go through as well, and then we've got to move on to this album, and then there'll probably be reactions to whenever they do go live again, whenever that may be, or that'll be at the end of this year or the beginning of next, or their new tour. But we're gonna try and finish Whacking, or the majority of Whacking, and then move on to more Endless Thorns Most Beautiful album with Wembley, Tampere, Mexico City, and then Through the Decades, which is, oh, that tour's fucking nuts. It's in, Buenos Aires in Argentina, and they bounce. I've never, it's absolutely phenomenal. But I've done enough talking anyway for this one. So, like, subscribe, comment, consider
Join
joining.
the Patreon.
I consider joining the Patreon as well. What we'll do, if we do, is any of my funds go straight to Big G for the Patreon, so that we can buy him the Wembley tour, the Storytime tour, and the Buenos Aires tour. We'll get him we'll get him the DVDs one way or another, so he can just sit down and watch them.
No, the Patreon money is actually going to go to like all of the background stuff that you guys don't see, like the software we use for the videos and stuff. So we're not going to use it to spend on ourselves like Levi just suggested.
Well, my cut will just go straight to Big G so we can get caught up with the Nightwish when it's done. I forfeit it.
I'll get them eventually. But,
and we also have the Discord and the Spotify group, along with the Facebook group. So if you're on Spotify, every song we've reacted to so far will be in chronological order from the first date we started until the day we decide to finish. But for now,
yep,
it's probably never, because this is just, we're on a roller coaster here and we don't want to get off it.
Yeah.
And then
no,
just keep going. Nightwish will produce more albums and we're going to be there for them.
I'm never going to get to listen to a Nightwish album in totality. The way we're going here.
I'll speed it up. I did want to take us through Amaranth and more of Delane, because the first kind of on the live we done for the 5,000, Delane sound quality was pish. I'm just going to say that right now. It was pish. But once you hear the album, it's fantastic. Anyway, enough chatting. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.